Hey everybody, One of Wiisdom here, coming at you live in the afternoon. Got home fairly early once again, and last night it was Halloween. We did our Halloween live stream for the first time ever in the history of Skylanders research. We did a live session of Skylanders research. We took Wolfgang here down his base upgrade. So what I'm going to do here, that video is, it's complete. I can highlight it as an excerpt, but I kind of want to walk you through it here so you know what we're doing. Strike a chord, primary attack, 32 to 48. It's also your jump attack, same damage number. Sometimes it angles down, sometimes it doesn't. I'm so sad that he doesn't have the harp slam. He sort of gets it back, but not quite like we knew it. Knee slide, this is a secondary attack. It does 14 to 21, roughly 4 times, if you pin an enemy in a corner. Otherwise, you'll do anywhere from 0 to the maximum of 4 hits. But again, 14 to 21 when it does hit. Songs of the Underworld, this is his tertiary. This is what you should remember from the B-roll footage I got early from Activision. But it's 2 speakers at the beginning. They last roughly 4 seconds. They will do 5 hits of 16 to 24. The thing is, though, if you pin something, if you get a dummy in just the right spot, you will see a 6th hit of 16 to 24. That's because I believe it is the harp slamming down actually accounting for damage at this point. So it's kind of back, but not in the magnitude. When I say I wanted the harp slam as a jump attack, I'm thinking along the lines of like Chopscotch's jump attack. It's what we had in Trap Team. It's what I had sort of hoped for. But at least it's back in some degree. Right here, Ultrasonic Supercharge. This is kind of interesting because it's not really spammable, but you can kind of just free will it, if you will. It's basically, by the time you press X to shoot your arrows at 32 to 48, it's going to be held down long enough, as long as you don't release, to instantaneously fire off the ultrasonic supercharge. You're going to wind up dealing 76 to 114 with that. In the base upgrade video, I sort of showcased a way you could maneuver around very agilely and then, just disperse arrows into a crowd, if you will. So there will be some advanced play strats for Wolfgang. Now in stereo, this one's interesting. You get 2 sets of speakers. If you place them right on top of each other, like super close, when the harp slam comes down, it will just override the first set. But if you do right angles or set one out and retreat and place another set, they basically do the same thing, but now it's enhanced. And what I mean by that is they last roughly 8 seconds. Each one does 10 hits of damage. And something to note here with both Songs of the Underworld and now in stereo, they push enemies back with the sound waves, which is actually a very cool aesthetic. And lastly, Power Chord. This touches our secondary upgrade. It still does 14 to 21. You can still only do it 4 times. But when you saw that skull, maybe that was before I was recording, but when you slide and he basically stops, he sort of jumps up in the air and does a slam, and there's an undead skull like you see there. The explosion, 43 to 65. So, top and bottom path, these are our choices. This is what's difficult. And the good news with Wolfgang, really with all of our undeads, we have alt decos. So, or we will eventually with Pit Boss and Legendary Pit Boss. But for Wolfgang and, of course, Chopscotch, we've got, 2 figures. If you've got both, you can take one down one path, the other down the bottom, etc. Hoodsickle as well. Steel-plated, not quite as... Hoodsickle's standard figure is amazing. I'd almost be more inclined to buy a second one of that before I get steel-plated. However, I'm curious about the stats, whether they match candy-coated and do nothing, no enhancement at all, it's just literally the change in the color scheme, or if it follows the legendary scheme. I'm inclined to think it will do nothing, but that's primarily because Dark also did nothing. There's like no statistical change between the two, no increased attack, whereas Legendary does sport that, so sort of a unique trait for Legendaries. But what I decided to do, to me, classic Wolfgang, as we've always known him, I just see him in this top path better. And then down below, it's sort of going to be, they're both actually pretty balanced, but I just sort of see Dark Wolfgang there. So we're going to take the top path, which is Soundmeister. Pump up your arrows and speakers. I just think that personally suits the aesthetics of standard Wolfgang a little better. That's honestly my logic here. And then crowd pleaser, sick dash combos. It's sort of like death metal, ace freely, whatever you want to spin it as. I just sort of see dark perhaps looking better in that schematic. So that's honestly my logic. And again, there's no change. I could take one down the top, one down the bottom, reverse it. They will do the same damage. So it's really just which one do you prefer and for what reason. And for me, I think standard Wolfgang is going to look good with Soundmeister. So that's what we're going to do. The base upgrades, 3,300 are required. The path, 17, 22, and 3,000. You need 6,900. The soul gem, 4,000. Totals out, 10,900. And then if you factor everything in together, base, path, and the soul gem, 14.2, if I remember correctly. I've released the spreadsheet. You can check it out. But let's get started here. Let's actually not. Let me show you where we're at. So primary 32, if you jump, sometimes it goes over the head, sometimes it honestly does hone in. It's not very often. That's why I sort of missed the jump slam. If I hold it, and there's also knockback on that, which is pretty cool. The slide, check it out, 14 to 21, and then boom, we saw the crit there on the explosion. And let's finish him off here. So it works well. And then tertiary, watch this. There is the slam attack. You saw that early 16. And I mean, you can see that guy just getting pushed back. If I do it again, then I can start shooting arrows from a defense shield that he can't cross. I can have 2 sets of those active. He's, again, like we've seen with Aurora, Tri-Tip, some of the others, base upgrades only. He's doing pretty well for himself. He doesn't have the massive damage numbers. His are sort of more moderate, aside from ultrasonic supercharge. But even that as a charge attack is fairly civil compared to some numbers we've seen, say Legendary Tri-Tip and Chopscotch. But overall, he feels very balanced between everything. But I do sincerely miss just the classic Trap Team Harp Slam. So, oh, I did it again. 1 second. This will show you how quick you can sort of spam the arrows off. I always hit that lever at least once a video in an attempt to get an upgrade. Lay some tracks. Knee slide now leaves music notes behind that will damage and slow enemies. So 1,700 there. What we're going to want to do is set this up. We'll get an enemy, and I'm going to slide away from him. So I think that was doing 32. I'm not sure how many times. And it has knockback. Well, I guess that was from our slide timing out. We kind of got it on that. This is very hard to showcase in this small area. Let's see. Let's rock! Did we get 3 or 4 of those? I'm thinking it's hitting twice. That's the explosion. The 43 is the explosion. 32 to 48, I think twice. God, this is difficult in this area. Okay, I'm gonna say 3 instances of damage. I feel very confident in what we saw there. Come over here, clown. 3 seconds of hold time there. Get back behind me. Yes, yes, behind me. Oh, just die. Just kill yourself, clown. Alright, let's try this again. Is it about 3 seconds? Okay, I'm gonna say 3 instances of damage in 6 seconds. Could be wrong there. It's very difficult in this small area, but I know those guys are still alive. I don't care. Play some tracks. 32 to 48. 3 times. Slow down. 6 seconds. And what I mean by that is when they get that little sort of like reel over their head, it seems to be about 6 seconds. If we could, okay, please. Oh, he died. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Here we go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4. I didn't get the count in exactly. It's so difficult in this area with that stupid lever. Like, that lever is a serious problem. I mean, you count it however you want to. Sometimes I get like 4.5, sometimes I get 6. So I'm going to go with 6. So best case scenario, we'll assume it's going to slow them down around 3 seconds, maximum of 6, and it'll do 32 to 48 3 times. Let's try to get that showcased. I think that was 2 hits. I swear I've seen 3. Let's just count the number of notes. The camera angle here does me no favors. Let's try to get a bigger picture. I'm going to go straight forward and see if we can count the notes. I saw, were there 4 notes? They look like little tape reels. We cannot get an angle on this. 1 second, I've got to... Alright, I am back. This is why I don't record things early. It always tends to get interrupted in some way or another. But that said, I've been playing around here trying to see how many reels come out. And it appears to be 5 if I just pin myself in this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. Now, I've never seen that many instances of damage. Let me get back to my spreadsheet here. What did I put? 3 times. Let's try to pin this guy. Like... It's very hard to do. I don't even know how I try to do this. I'm just gonna continue to be interrupted. This is why I have to go late at nights. But I think what I've determined, like the 5 to 6 second duration, that's if you get hit by the very first one, and that's what's happening. I don't think those are gonna stack. In other words, so like right there. Well, he died. Fantastic. So that was like 5 seconds, I would say, that he was slowed down for. But I feel like we slide and put 5 of those out, essentially. And I don't know that they have much of a range to, like, seek out enemies. I guess we killed him, so it's a bad example. But the main thing, 32 to 48. 3 to potentially 5 times. I mean, maybe if we had chompies, like in the Undead Realm, we could get, like, all 5 to hit and slow down 5 enemies. But right here with the limitations of this circle, you know, like the dummies can exit the circle just fine, but when I exit the circle, we're done. It just automatically kills the enemies, and then they die due to damage. And the lever in the middle is kind of really becoming more and more of an issue the more of these I do. It just like limits us. Sometimes you can use it to your advantage, but oftentimes it's just like a problem. But you've seen it, you can make of it what you will. I think there is the potential to do 5 instances of 32 to 48 and slow the enemy down for 6 seconds each one. It's extremely unlikely that you're going to do that. Most likely scenario, if you got a horde of enemies, you might be able to get like 3 hits of the 32 to 48 and slow them down. Basically what I'm getting at is I think if we had the one enemy and I slid into him, or away from him I should say, I think he could get hit multiple times, but he's only going to be slowed down once. And then when we have 2 enemies like this, let's see if we can... See, they both got slowed down, so we've proven that. Only one of them took damage from the notes. And like, he got hit and didn't take anything. So very hard for me to articulate exactly how to explain this, but you've seen it. Make of it what you will. Again, it's also kind of difficult when you're sort of like interrupted multiple times. Let us move on now.
What I do is art. It cannot be quantified by stats.
And we have got songs stuck in my head. Arrows make enemies take damage over time. 2,200 is our price. Let's go ahead and pick it up. And hopefully this one's a little easier for us. But we are doing 32 to 48. Standard and jump, and then if we charge it, the ultrasonic supercharge, 76 to 114. So let's just do a standard shot here. Wow, that was 10 hits of damage, if I'm counting correctly. So 16 to 24 will be our damage over time, 10 times potentially. I think we should just kill this guy. Alright, let's get a new one. Look for the beginning. You'll see like a 32 or 48 and a 16 to 24 close together. Of course, 32-48 is our hit, and then the 16-24 will be the successive damage, which I believe we had 10 instances of, so let's check it again. Ooh, I think I got 11 there. Let's kill him off.
A symphony of
Okay.
pain.
10 that time. Kill him. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Kill him. Let's count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to go with 11. That's one louder. That's Spinal Tap. We're going to run with the reference here. So it is going to be 32. It's totally dark in here now. 32 to 48 with 16 to 24 11 times. That's pretty substantial. I know the 16 to 24 are not super high, but if you take 16 times 10 is 160, so times 11 is 176. 32 on the impact, 176 over time, and it does slow them down, right? Yeah, I'd say a little bit. Maybe not, but I mean, nonetheless, it basically makes them a one-shot kill, you know? 32 and 16, 48, 32 and 24, 56, 48 and 16, 64, 48 and 24, 72. Those are your potential combos from one shot. Now the question is, if we do the ultrasonic arrow... Okay, well... Okay, it'll just be the same thing. You'll just kill him faster because of the initial damage increase. So, pretty potent little setup there. Nearly hit the lever. Nearly hit the lever. Alright, amp it up. Speakers shoot arrows when you do. This is very cool. This is one of the big reasons I took this for Wolfgang. I just see him making use of this in his standard color scheme. So, what the damage they will do is yet to be known. It's going to be tough to tell, because even in this area, it's anywhere I place them, we're going to probably see the radius and the pushback damage. But hopefully it's not 16 to 24, just so we can tell what it is. But let's get the enemy, spawn it in. Okay, that was bad on mine. I think they're going to do 32 to 48 just like we do. So every 32 you see there is from me. Now the question is, will they do anything ultrasonic? No, they're going to do 32 to 48. I'm pretty confident in that one. If they would also shoot ultrasonic arrows, that would be insane. Now, that's not a great example of how to utilize that attack. That was just me not trying to hit the guy myself. But as you can see, the way you could set this up, horde of enemies back here, like chompies, and then you're taking on the big guy over here. You can repel the chompies, the speakers will also shoot arrows, you're going to inflict a ton of damage. And keep in mind, you can have 2 of these active. As I shoot arrows, the speakers shoot arrows, you can have 4 of them going at a time. You can do some pretty cool things with that. So, speakers shoot arrows when you do 32. I still miss on my new computer, I have the glowing keyboard, and like I can't see the number pad at all. I'm just going by the keypad. So he is fully upgraded now, down Soundmeister. Nothing to complain about really, aside from it being difficult to document. You know, which that's no fault of Wolfgang's or the upgrade. It's just like this space, and with these enemies that we can configure, it's kind of hard to do. So that said, one of the reasons that last night on the Halloween live stream we went through the entire Undead Sensei realm was solely to get his soul gem. That's where it's located, is in the Sensei Undead realm, as they call it. I call it the Undead Sensei realm because it sounds better. But his soul gem is called Rock Concert. Press Y during a jump to please a crowd of enemies with stunning music. Not sure what to expect. It looks like it's going to be a radial damage thing. So far, the soul gems have been fairly useful. Let's get down here where we have a better angle. And right here, I'm going to jump and press Y. Oh, that's amazing. And it's got the harp slam that I love so much. Now, you can still activate your speakers You just won't be able to do so. TWK is here if you'd like to say hi.
Hello, YouTube.
Yeah, in the middle of some Skylanders research. But note that earlier when I was doing this, you know, I would like to jump and do it just for the extra attack damage. Won't be able to do that now. But on the flip side, that's a positive because that triggers the soul gem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 7 or 8 speakers? I think it's 8. Whoa, my bad. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Is it 7 or 8? I can't tell. Can you tell how many speakers? It's 8, right? Yeah, I'm pretty... Yeah, I think it's 8. So, 8 speakers. The duration on this thing, let's count that. Would you call that 4 or 5 seconds? I'll do. Okay, here we go.
Perfect!
Okay, so 5 seconds. We'll see the better way to do this, of course, is the number of damage cycles. That will hinge largely on the damage the enemies can take. Let's start with 1.
Smash hit!
So, 22 to 32, I think. Let me come up here. Rock concert. We're going to have 8 speakers. 5. Can't see in the dark. 5 seconds. And then 22 to 33 5 times. Does it finish off with an explosion? Is going to be our question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did it do 4 and then 32 in your opinion? Watch again. So look for the damage numbers of 22. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a critical. That's why. The exclamation marks after it. What was that final number? Did you get it? Really? I saw a 32. Did you?
Maybe that was a critical.
No, 32.
Yeah, I saw 32.
Okay, I think it's...
It's the last beat.
Yeah, 4 hits at 22 to 33. And then 5th and final hit at 32. Let's see if you can do math good. What is half of 32?
That would be 16.
32 plus 16?
48.
Correct. That is a critical for the final if we ever see it. Correct. Put him on the spot here. The thing about this, I know some of you might be thinking, oh, that looks cool, but it's kind of lame. What you have to factor in is that it has an incredible... The problem I've got here, I can't get off the stage and like show it to you better than this, but you have to realize everything around us in the radius of the 8 speakers is going to take 22 to 33 4 times. Worst case scenario, 88 plus a 32, that's going to be 120 cumulative damage per enemy. What do you think of that soul gem?
Different sound effects, like
Yeah.
more than.
What do you think of that soul gem?
Yeah, it's
Stop the
pretty
music.
Do you like these speakers he throws down? And then as he shoots arrows, they shoot arrows. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And then the knee slide, he does 1421 with an explosion. But yeah, this is Wolfgang. These are his base. Oh, so sad about that. These are his base upgrades, complete with Soundmeister. That is the upgrade path we took here. We're going to take Dark Wolfgang down. What upgrade path?
Cloud Pleaser.
Crowd Pleaser. Yes, that is correct. And that's what we will do next. I hope y'all enjoyed. Again, we got his base upgrades. First ever time Skylanders Research was live during the Halloween live stream. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Make sure to check it out. I'll probably recap them with Dark Wolfgang as well. But Soundmeister is here. I've got nothing to complain about. It doesn't do the huge damage numbers we've been seeing, but I feel it's pretty well balanced, and I think it'll suit my playstyle. Plus, it's Wolfgang, and he just looks awesome. So.
Also, youtube.com/thewalkthroughking.
That is correct. Be sure to check out his videos, particularly the Untouchable montage I would recommend if you're new to his channel. sort of some Minecraft PvP highlights. But that said, oneofwisdom.com, SkylanderClub.com, check it out. We got some poll battles, including Dark Wolfgang versus Wolfgang. Which one do you prefer and why? I'll get some path upgrade polls as I release a few more going. You can check out those. Anyone can vote. You do not have to be registered. If you'd like to register, it's just little old me that runs it. TWK helps out, and we got a nice group of people.
Every year I'll do something.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, which is currently working again, follow me on Beam because the user interface is awesome and sometimes Twitch doesn't work. Either way I stream, I will always tweet it. But for myself and the Walkthrough King, thanks so much for watching, and let's go with hashtag, I'll let you say it.
Soundmeister.
Hashtag Soundmeister will get you a bonus brick in
The Wall of Wiisdom.
That is correct. Soundmeister will be our bonus brick for the Wall of Wiisdom. Take advantage of it. I'm going to, I promise you, as soon as we get done with Wolfgang, Dark Wolfgang, and Hoodsickle, I'm going to move in. We're going to get back on the Wall of Wiisdom, do some Wiisdom Plays Minecraft. I've already got a couple episodes of Mind Logic Season 2 ready to release. 3 more, in fact.
Maybe I'll be in one of them.
Possibly. 3 of those coming your way. Some more Terraria with friends. Gonna get back on Wiisdom Plays Minecraft. Tried to put a priority on Skylanders here early on for you. And after that, I hope to get back to Chrome and Gun. Some Can't Drive This with TWK and Julia. And
Wait, Julia?
yeah, she picked up Can't Drive This too.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, I will end this here. And TWK and I are gonna go down, check out the World Series, see if our Fazoli's has arrived, and we will catch you later. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you back for more Skylanders
Superchargers. Imaginators.
ding 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 research. So stay tuned, and we will catch you there.